Watch me go from this to this in about 10.5 hours. Take a look. Welcome back to another video. Welcome back to the channel. I know it has been a long time, but I am back and wanted to show you all how to do some boho knotless braids. All right, so here are the products that I use. I'll list them all in the description box below in case you are interested in achieving this forever. It took forever, this style did, but I can honestly say I am happy with the results and wanted to share with you all in case you are like me. I made a phone call to the braid shop. They quoted me $450. I said, okay, I could do it myself. So here is me just separating the hair. I have what we call a braid rack. You can find them on Amazon. It makes the process so much easier. So I'm going to show you, walk you through process step by step on how I achieved this look. So again, here is a braid rack. It's so much easier. It makes the process a lot faster as opposed to separating the hair while you are braiding. It saves a lot of time. Here's me just going through my natural hair. Now keep in mind, I am new to this natural lifestyle and it can be challenging because of the thickness of my hair, but I am working through it. I am right at about 5 months in being natural. But here I am just separating the hair, pressing it. Now, this is a step that you can skip if you want. I find it much easier to press the hair because it makes it so much easier to braid. So like I said, you can skip this step. It's not very important if you don't require it. Here I am just going in, greasing my scalp to make sure it is moisturized prior to me beginning my braids. Now, I use the Blue Magic. If you know, you know. I have been using this product since I was a little girl. It does help with hair growth. It's nothing more than a conditioner, and it does very well with my hair. I did notice with this pressing comb, it does get very hot and you can easily burn yourself. So be careful if you are interested in doing this step. But this is one thing that I cannot skip because of the texture of my hair. I do have 4C hair, so this kind of makes the process a little bit easier. So I'm just going in, pressing it out, make sure it's a little bit straighter and easier to manage, which is the most important to me. Okay, now I am going in just to kind of level off that kitchen. Honey, if you know, you know. We have to go in and make sure that kitchen is cleaned up back there. I have found a product to use. Usually you would use the, I don't know, whatever you use. I use the ones from the beauty supply. You can find those at the counter. They're used for eyebrows, but I usually use them on my edges as well. And then here I am just parting out my sections to make it a little bit easier. This process is a step you cannot skip, in my opinion. It is very important to make sure you part out all of your sections. That way you'll know what part needs to go where. The sections come out a little bit easier. Your braids come out a little bit easier. I normally just braid each section that I'm going to do one by one. I ended up with a total of 5 sections in the back to start out. So I mean, you can always do more if you want to make your braids smaller, but I ended up with a total of 5 braids in the very back, and then that's parting across the perimeter of your head. And this is what it looks like. Something else I forgot to mention, the 3-way mirror. If y'all can see it over there on the door, when I tell you that is a game changer, it helps you to be able to see behind your head. It is another thing that you can find on Amazon, but I absolutely love it. It helps me with my parts. I'm able to see the back of my head clearly. And when I tell you, that thing is a game changer. But yeah, I also wanted to mention that. But yeah, Amazon. So here I am still parting out my sections. I have made my way to the front of my head, and I did a total of 4 rows on each side. I did a part in the middle and did 4 rows on the left, 4 rows on the right to make the process a little bit easier, just to kind of give you an idea of how it's sectioned out and proportioned. All right, we are now ready to begin the process of starting our individual knotless goddess braids. We have sectioned off the hair and we are ready to begin. So let's go. My son in here coming telling me what he wants. You all know how that goes. Here's a picture of the sections and we are getting ready to get started. I like to section off my the section that I'm not using with a clamp. Kind of helps keep everything intact while I'm working on one individual braid. Okay, now we are getting down to the nitty gritty. At this point, I am just feeding in my braids. Now, keep in mind, remember, we already sectioned off our hair and put it on the braiding rack. So we're just adding the hair to the braid. So to start off with the knotless braids, you'll start off by braiding your own hair first and then feeding in the individual sections one by one. So also, in addition to that, you're going to also feed in your curly hair. Now, the way that I do it, I normally put the curly hair in downward and braid as I'm continuing to braid the hair. I'll use a clamp to hold it in place. But just like that, I'll feed it in downward and then continue to braid. Now, of course, you can do it whatever way is easiest for you. But for me, I find it easier for me to do it that way. It keeps the hair secured because you're braiding downward. But again, it's up to you. That process works a lot easier for me. Okay, so we are halfway through. I was able to successfully complete half of my head, and I am going to finish out the remaining top portion as of today. This is how the back looks. This is how the parts look. As you can tell, the parts are pretty clean. I used the Shine and Jam to kind of clean up my parts. It makes it look a lot neater. And we're just going to finish up with the other half of our head, and we'll be done. I like to use this three-way mirror to be able to see my parts on the side. And if you've ever done your own hair, it takes very precise measurements to get it right. You may not get it right the first time, so just kind of play around with the parts to make sure it's aligned with the way you would want it to be. And make sure to include the Shine and Jam. Like I said, it does help to clean up those parts a little bit better. So by this time, I am tired, I am frustrated, I am hungry, I am thirsty, I am tired of standing up, my back hurt. I had every reason to want to give up at this point, to let you know the detail that it requires and the patience that this requires to do. It's one thing people don't talk about a lot. I give so much credit to braiders who do this for a living. My hat goes off to you guys. This is some for real, serious business. But anyway, I am just going to continue braiding, and we have a couple of more hours at this point. Like I said, it ended up being a total of 10.5 hours to finish this entire process. You are going to want to give up. I have to be honest. I cannot lie about that. It is exhausting. And what I can tell you, in the very end, it will be all worth it. I promise you. It's just a matter of getting there. It's just a matter of whatever you start something, just keep the end goal in mind. And that's with anything. Always keep your end goal in mind. So the picture that I showed you guys at the very beginning of this video was my determination, and that was my goal. And I reached it, and you can too. So we're just going to finish up the process. I hope y'all are still hanging in there. Here I am back to refilling up the braid rack. I did it twice. So a total of 2 times for an entire head wasn't too bad. It saved a lot of time, like I mentioned. So it does come in handy. Okay, y'all, so at this point, I am trying to do something a little bit different. I am putting in some designs. I kind of formed some triangles at the very top of my head just to kind of spice it up a little bit, to make it a little bit different, and I'll show y'all what it looks like toward the end of this video. But I liked it, right? So you can do the regular standard checkered parts, whatever's easier for you, whatever you like. But for me, I wanted to do something a little bit different, something that I haven't seen And I did the little triangles, so I really liked how it came out. So you can play with it, do some different designs to your taste, whatever you like, but I love how it came out. So we have finally made it to the very end, and this is the last braid. I can't believe it. It has been a time like no other. When I tell you the relief that you feel once you make it to that final braid, honey, it's a whole different kind of world, okay? So I am just continuing to finish it out, and then I'll show you all the finished product. If y'all have made it this far, please continue to hold on. We are almost there, honey. We are almost there. We made it.
Tear-soaked cheeks, desperate for the dawn to bring back dignity. Time and time again, I relapse, but love has never left me. Perhaps I should have found a way to pay it back. Me back at the start, time and time again I relapse, but your love is always waiting. Perhaps I can't save myself, so I fade to.
Now I am just dipping the hair in some hot water. Now don't judge me. I only had a glass cup to use, so that's what I use. You can use a coffee pot, a tea kettle, whatever, that you can put some hot water that's going to hold it. I ended up doing it, dipping it for a couple of seconds with some boiling hot water. Boil the water probably about a good 10 minutes to make sure it's hot. As you can see, that steam, that's going to basically seal the ends. Now I am just going in with my mousse to kind of just basically set everything in place. You can use any kind of mousse. I particularly like the olive oil mousse, setting mousse, wrap and setting mousse. You can find it at any beauty supply store. I'm sure they probably have it on Amazon as well.
Time again, I relapse, but your love is always waiting. Perhaps I can't save myself, so I fade to black.
And now I am going in with my olive oil Nourishing Sheen spray, which I absolutely love. I'm sure y'all can tell I love the olive oil brand in itself. If y'all have any recommendations, let me know. I also use the Shine and Jam to clean up the edges. And this is the final look. I am so excited. 10.5 hours was well worth it. You can do this yourself. Trust me, you can. But here's the back of it. As you can see, the parts turned out very, very nice in my opinion. So if you're thinking about doing DIY braids, let me be the one to tell you. It is going to take a lot of patience. It's going to take some time, frustration included, but overall you will be happy with the final product, with the final look, that is. So if y'all are going to attempt DIY goddess braids on your own, let me know. Put a comment down below. Let me know how I did. Don't be tell the truth too. 1 out of 10, don't lie. All right, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I will also link all the products that I use down in the description box below. Bye.